Hey guys! Today I'm back with an updated look at my Filofax as promised. I apologize I didn't get the video up last weekend. I had a bit of an issue with my project management notebook where I actually had to totally start it all over again, which was unfortunate. I misplaced it and it is lost and gone forever, unfortunately, but luckily I had a lot of the things already that I had in it sort of in rough draft form in another little notebook I've been keeping lately, and I will go into that in a minute, but I had to redo it, so it's a little late, but I'm sorry. I hope to have my next office organization video up by the end of this week, so I can get back on track. But I am going to show you my updated Filofax. It looks really honkin' thick right now, but that's because I have two notebooks in it that don't live in it necessarily all the time. I keep them a lot of the time either up here in my office or down in my little kitchen office in a bin. But I'm going to actually tilt the camera down, give you a full view of everything so you can see it all in all its glory. But I will just show you that, here, there's a little pen pouch in there, but I'm going to go through this with you guys so you don't have to worry about missing anything. But, oh, it's kind of hard to show you, but at the end here you can see, I'm just going to take them out. I have my two new additions to the book. I took my project management out of the actual rings of the binder of the Filofax and into a separate book because I found that I just wasn't using it as much because it was in the way back of my Filofax and it was really like behind, this is all calendar, it was behind all of that, and it was just, I don't know, I just didn't use it, and I found that going back to having a separate little notebook for it helped a lot. And I love using these little Moleskine Volant journals because they slip right into the back. They fit perfectly right in the back of my notebook. And I also have another one that's just for sort of my work things, so all my Organized Gen stuff, my four YouTube channels and my 3 blogs and all that jazz. And I'm going to talk about that in a little more detail too, and I'm going to show you a much closer view. But this was the biggest change I made. I just pulled those sheets out. If you watched my last Filofax video, I think it was from like a year or so ago, I just pulled that section out. So the only thing really clipped into the actual binder part of the Filofax right now is my calendar. And it's just better that way because I actually use that part every single day. I love it. It works really well for me. And then these I don't necessarily use every day, so I can choose to have them in the binder or not have them in the binder. And the other great thing is I can just take this little thing with me to the Container Store or wherever if I'm working on a project and not have to take the whole big thing, or if I want to travel with my Organized Gen sort of workbook, but I don't usually travel with my Filofax, then I can just bring this, and it's just so much easier. So I'm very, very pleased with my new, sort of the way things turned out, and I'm going to take you in and show you a closer look. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about this little pouch a little bit. It's something additional I've kind of added into the things that I use on a more regular basis. I don't carry this around the house with me more often than not. I just take it with me when I travel because, like I said, I don't usually travel with my Filofax. I don't find a need for it because it's mainly what I use for my to-do list and calendars. So I don't find that I need to do that when I'm traveling quite as much, but I do like to kind of jot things down, scribble out ideas, and I'm the kind of person who likes to do like rough drafts of things, even if they're just notes, before I put them in something that I've worked hard to make, you know, look nice. And I want to get all my thoughts out, and that's what this little pouch is for. But I'm going to go through this at the end and kind of show you all the components with it as well. But let's go ahead and go into the Filofax. I'm going to show you everything that there is. Some of it will be a little repetitive because I'm just going to show you again, kind of quickly go over the calendar portion of my Filofax because it is the same, but I'm just going to kind of glance over it, and then I'll go into more detail in my project management notebook and a little bit about my workbook. Yeah, so let's get started. So here are the two elements I'm going to be sharing with you today. I'm going to go through the Filofax first. This is my little necessities pouch, and I will go over that in a little bit. So we'll put that aside for now. And my Filofax is pretty much set up the same for the calendar portion as it was the last time that I shared. but I changed a few little things. So when you open it up in the front, this is what it looks like. The pens are from Jonathan Adler for Barnes & Noble. Well, actually, this is the pen and this is the pencil. And then on the side here, I have a few of my business cards tucked in. The same little notepad that was a gift from a friend that I used to use a lot for stickies on the actual calendar pages. But I found it was kind of annoying that they're flap style, they're not terribly sticky, and they would just kind of fall off. And Post-it, the brand Post-it Notes, has come out with this newer line of full page stickies where basically the whole thing is a sticky note, but it's still that sticky note glue where it moves really easily. So I have a few of those in different sizes just tucked into here, and I use these on my daily calendar to-do note pages, which you'll see. These are actually come in this small square size, which is really very convenient. I wish they came in a little book like this. Maybe eventually they will. And they don't actually make the flag size in the full stickies, at least not that I've seen. So I went ahead and used my paper cutter to cut up these full-size ones into flag-sized ones for smaller notes. And I have 4 different colors. And I like how they have a little background pattern on them too. In this little slip pocket, I have the same Martha Stewart Home Office by Avery little labels, and I use these. I love these because they're so easy to move because of the point, the sort of teardrop shape, and I use them as color coding for different sort of, some of my like housewifely tasks that I just do on a weekly basis or that. Something like that. And then I always keep a book of stamps in there, and that's about all that I keep in this side. Now I do have this little Filofax pen pouch. I don't keep clipped in because whenever I am writing in my calendar I take this out because it's kind of bunchy to leave in there. But I have my favorite pens from Le Pen in there, and I do a lot of color coding with my calendar. I also have a big eraser, which comes in really handy because I write all my to-do lists in pencil because I end up changing things. I have extra pencil lead in here because I end up needing that quite frequently. And a mini Bic whiteout. I love these little mini ones. They twist, and then it's a nice whiteout pen. Or tape, I should say, and it does add a bit of bulk to this whole thing. So miraculously, it still closes with this and the 2 notebooks in as well. But like I said, I don't keep those little notebooks in the back all the time, but that's my little pen thing, and I just like having to be able to slip it out. And then just like last year, I have my New Year's resolutions, and I did a whole video on this at the beginning of this year on this channel. I actually went ahead and typed them out. They're pretty much exactly the same as when I shared them the first time, but I have split them into personal goals and work goals, and I like keeping this in the front. This is another Filofax sort of accessory. It's just a clear pouch that fits in nicely and just keeps me, conscious of the things that are going. The front of the calendar is always the same. You've got your year at a glance, and then the year before and the year after, sort of emergency contact information, special stuff. I don't know, I don't use this portion that much. Just interesting things about weather and dates and holidays and stuff like that. And then starts the calendar portion. Now I use 2 calendars in my Filofax. I use a month at a glance calendar and then daily calendar pages, which are at the other side. So the month at a glance, let's go to this month. It's still April. It's just the end of April now. And this is where I just kind of outline basic things, appointments that are set in stone, travel between me and Dawn and my family travel, things like that, and it's all color-coded. I use light blue for personal things that are just involve me, this sort of light purple for Dawn and me stuff, dark green for family stuff, light green for just Dawn, dark blue is just for my travel. Let's see, orange is for birthdays, this sort of maroon color is for Winnie. I'll get more into the color coding when I show you the daily pages. That's pretty much the most of it. I've done holidays in red. It's not my first choice, but that's it. And this just helps me keep track of things at a glance. I like having this to look at a month, or a week ahead when I'm kind of planning my week to just get a sense of things. And I do also use the iCal app in my phone. I like using this. It's easy to access when I'm out, so I don't have to carry this everywhere with me. And I just put basically the stuff that's in these sort of at a glance, month at a glance views in here. I don't put all of my to-do list or kind of minutia. It's more of the general things, just so I can keep on top of them. Then I have the calendar pages that I've already gone through. So now we're in my daily to-do section, or in my daily calendar. I clipped those together with one of these magnetic clips. This is by Laura, I have no idea. It's something I can't pronounce, but I will put it in the blog post. I got them at the Container Store. Just to keep the pages together. I like to keep my whole calendar together even after those days have passed. I leave the calendar in until the new year, and then I switch the whole thing out. I know a lot of people will tear out their calendar pages as they go on, but that's just personal preference. So I have a clip to, actually I have a clip to last week, so I could give you a proper example kind of a typical few days. But then I also have the today ruler. I have a black one for the month at a glance and a clear one for the day, because it just makes it easier for me to flip right there. But this little paper clip helps keep the pages corralled. So this is sort of typically how I treat my daily to-dos and my daily calendar. I will write in pencil on the, let's see, on this side, I will write my list, kind of my to-do list for the day, and I usually do this the night before, like before I go to bed. And I like to write in pencil because I change things around often. And then I'll put any appointments or things, important things of that nature, like we went to a family birthday dinner on Friday night, in pen, color-coded on the right side, and any special sort of holidays or anniversaries or birthdays or anything are in orange at the top of each page, and that's also where I put travel. And then as you can see, I use these sticky notes kind of in the same way as I used those other sticky notes, the old ones before, but I like having the full page stickies, but again, they don't stick permanently. I'm sorry, I cut my nails down really short. They don't stick here, this one's easier. They don't stick permanently to your pages, so you can move them around or replace them if you want. And same with these little calendar stickies. You can just pick them up kind of and move them around. So if, like, let's say I decided to move Winnie's bath to a different day, I will go ahead and do that. And I do like to sort of plan out my week on Sunday evenings or Monday mornings. I will kind of put in any sort of recurring appointments or like exercise classes or things, and then my little sticky notes kind of designating when I'm doing things. And of course I check things off as I go along. That's just how I roll. I like to check things off. I've got lists up the wazoo, but the colors and the different size sticky notes and little stickers and things just helps me focus and stay focused on what's important, and they all have different levels of importance. So as you can see, I really so this is today, and then this is tomorrow. So I haven't written my to-do list yet, but I've already started kind of making some plans for tomorrow. But aside from that, for the rest of the week, anything that's not set in stone, I put in pencil until it becomes set in stone on the appointment side. And just going out, you can see I don't have a lot filled in yet, but it will get filled in as things go along. But I've already filled in sort of the set things that are happening this week. Now moving to the back of the calendar. So the calendar goes all the way to the end of the pages. Here I have a clear sheet from Filofax. I think this came with it, and I just have 3 Post-it notes. These are actually Martha Stewart Post-it notes by Avery as well, and you can get the Martha Stewart stuff at Staples. And I have my 3 most important passwords that I change very frequently, so sometimes I need help keeping track of them, remembering them. And if you're kind of the person like me who wants to have different passwords for everything for higher security reasons, and you change them frequently, it can help to have little sticky notes or a little place where you keep those things. I know that a lot of people use those sort of password programs. I personally just prefer this method. And I generally change my most important passwords about once a month. Anything else like bank passwords, credit cards, that sort of thing, I do every six months or so. And I don't make those as different as I do these, but it kind of depends on the importance or how much security you want. And then in the back here I have my 2 little notebooks like I showed you in the intro, my project management and my work notebook. And it's just so easy, they slide right out. You can see they fit perfectly in here, these Moleskine Volant. I think this is the large size. I'm going to show you those separately, but just in the back here, there's a mesh slot for a notepad, and I just have a Raven Foundation notepad. That's the the organization my in-laws founded and work at, and this is just like jotting down sort of scrap paper where I can jot down things, ideas or whatever. I just always like to have sort of scrap paper, that sort of thing, a notebook or something, and it's nice that it fits right in there. And I have a lot of these, so I can always update them. And like I said, these notebooks can stay in here or not. So I'm actually going to put my Filofax to the side now, and I'm going to show you my little notebooks. So starting with the project management notebook. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while and you've watched my other project management series, or, you know, times when I've shown things, it's pretty much the same. I've simplified it a little bit into two major categories now. We have year goals and project breakdown. And then in the project breakdown, then I do other tabs for each project. And there's only this many tabs right now because I'm only looking out at projects for you know, like projects that I've already done, but also for this month and the next couple of months. So I'm not overwhelming myself by planning projects too far in advance. And I just decorated this with stickers because, you know, I love stickers. And here in the front, now this is my P.O. box address, so please nobody worry, I have not put my personal address on here for people to see. This is just a mailbox at a UPS store that people send me mail to sometimes. And I just used double-sided tape to stick in a little envelope here, and this has extra stickers. I have these little stickers, I actually bought these in LA when I was there in January, and then Martha Stewart tabs when I need to add a new tab. So I just have these easily accessible on hands, pretty flat, and then sort of a cover page for my year goals. And just as with all my other project management notebooks in the past, I break things down by space or by you know, if it's not an actual space in my house, then I just kind of differentiate that way. I'll show you an example in a minute. But here we have craft room, kitchen, master bath, blah, blah, things I'm working on. And I have, you know, the projects on this side, and then pink check marks for things that I've completed. And then in green are projected dates. Now these are not set in stone because, as you all know, things don't always go as you plan, and you don't always get as much done as you hope. I find that's the case with me a lot. So I just liked, you know, projected timing of things and things that I'm working on currently, things that I've completed, that sort of thing. And I decided to leave the back side of the page blank to put in sticky notes or things like that, because sometimes I do. But so here's sort of what I'd hope to accomplish this year, but might not necessarily. So things that aren't actual spaces, like my Christmas 2013 planning, that's not actual space, but I already went ahead and kind of thought through things that I want to plan at the end of the summer to get the ball rolling on that, etc. Then I left a few pages just in case. Then this book also is only for this year, 2013. So, because it doesn't have a ton of pages in it, and I just like the idea of having an annual thing, just like I have an annual calendar. So I just left a couple pages just in case. And then the next section here is project breakdown, and this is where I get into the nitty-gritty details of my project. So as you can see, I took out the monthly goals because I just found that was excessive and a little bit too defined, if that makes sense. So I have master bedroom, and I've already completed some things, and these are projects I can do whenever I want, but I just kind of like to give myself general timelines. It helps me stay focused. My office, you can see I've made a lot of progress in there, but I have a lot more I want to do, and I did actually use both sides of the page, I realized, for this, but it was in an effort to save space. And then I have my master bath and linen closet, and these are things that I've already started working on. And then here's a place where I've put in a sticky note. This is for the garage, and this is a list of to-dos for my handyman for when he comes this spring. I have him come every spring to power wash our garage and our outdoor furniture, and then he'll do any of the other little things, knickknacks around the house that I need fixed or whatever that he's much better at than I am. So I like to keep a running list, otherwise I will forget things, which is really annoying. So now you can see that we're projected out to May. That's next month. So I've got things from starting in February through May. I didn't have any projects in January because I was traveling so much. And then the Filofax one I have still been working on the last element I'm going to show you here. But this is just much easier for me, and I just use the same pens that I have in my Filofax for color coordinating or whatever, my Le Pen pens. And I just like that I can take it out and it's separate, but it also fits in nicely. Now this work notebook is a little bit newer for me. I actually haven't gone ahead and started filling it in yet because I just put together this concept recently. I actually wasn't going to include this in the original video, but then I went ahead and lost my original project management notebook. And when I was thinking about it on the plane and stuff and sort of brainstorming, I was like, I could really use a separate notebook for all of my work-related ideas. So sort of a similar concept. I have stickers and tabs in here as well, and you know, my work address. It's not my home address. And then I have 3 categories. I have overall goals, and I haven't written those in yet, but I have a list of them in my little necessities, my crafty necessities pouch, which I'll show you in a second. And I left some pages for that. And then I have 2 other categories. Videos, so this includes my 4 channels, Organized Like Jen, The Busy Bee Buzz, My Housewife Life, and Winnie the ZooTube. And here is where I gave each place, you know, a tab with some pages, different number of pages depending on the actual, you know, how many you might need. This is where I'm going to jot down video requests, video ideas, past videos of things that I don't want to repeat, especially with the Busy Bee Buzz, like my miscellaneous monthlies and beauty favorites. I want to write down everyone from each month, you know, just a list of them so I don't repeat things accidentally, that sort of thing. And I have much smaller categories for my housewife life because it's mostly vlogs, but I was thinking, you know, like housewife confessionals, that sort of thing, ideas like that, and Winnie the ZooTube, which I don't post on quite as often. And then I have another section for my 3 blogs. OrganizedGen.com is obviously my biggest blog, and then I have Positively Polished and Winnie the Zoo. So I left quite a bit of space for Organized Jen, and this is really just blog ideas, things that I want to think about, things that I might want to talk about, that sort of thing. It's really just an idea notebook. And I left a page at the back just for miscellaneous things in case they don't necessarily fit into any of these. It's always nice to have a little extra room. But I'm going to start filling this out soon, start working on my goals, and then start, you know, writing in the tabbed sections. But I really love the color scheme that I went with this. I know that's kind of silly, but this sort of stuff keeps me motivated. You have to find what keeps you motivated, what makes you want to use your things that are going to help you. If something like this isn't going to help you, then don't use it. You know? So lastly, I'm going to show you my little crafty necessities pouch. I honestly can't remember what I called it when I showed it in my first video. It's something that I put together a few months ago. This little case was actually a gift from a subscriber. She got it at Barnes & Noble, but it's no longer available. The same pattern isn't, but the same size is. I have a lot of pouches this size. Actually, Jonathan Adler makes nice pouches this size too, and it's got this laminate. So the subscriber sent me the pouch, and it kind of inspired me to put this together, a little kit that I take with me when I travel. And you guys know that I do travel a lot, and I like to have a little notebook and some pens and things on the plane for me to like brainstorm and doodle if I'm not editing. Most of the time I'm editing on the plane, but usually not for the entire plane ride because you can't have your computer on the entire time. But this is really just filled with kind of like crafty, fun stuff, and then some sort of useful things. So I have a Toddy Gear cleaning cloth. This cleans all my devices. These are my favorite. I think I showcased these in my stocking stuffer guide. My family loves these, and I might give them more next year because they like them so much. But they really are the most effective device and glasses cleaners. That's just a cloth that I've ever used. So I keep one in here. And then I have a whole bunch of little, I love my little tabs and my little pens and all that. I have different styles and kinds of tabs and things that I just use in like books I'm reading or in anything really. I have a few extra of those magnetic paper clips in different sizes. I have just a black pen, and then this is actually a Hello Kitty pen. I believe I got this in Japan, in Epcot. Japan or China, I don't remember. But it's got 6 colors on it. Yeah, which is nice, and I use it in my little notebook, which I'll show you in a second. I also have a Sharpie because I always find that I want one when I'm traveling or just around the house and maybe not near a junk drawer. And I have an extra Filofax ruler that I use because I like to make straight lines, and sort of bigger flower post-it notes just for making notes. And then this is sort of the main part of this thing. I just have this rubber band around here because I have loose papers in here. This is sort of just my place where I make notes, and I do make a lot of notes when I'm traveling and on the plane. And I might not necessarily have my Filofax or these things, although these things I might bring with me now, you know, especially my work notebook. But it, you know, I started this at the beginning of the year, and I actually wrote my New Year's resolutions in here and sort of brainstormed through things, and it's just, I'm kind of working through my time management in here until I have it set in stone. This was my year goals and stuff, so that's why it was easy for me to redo my project management notebook. And then I have sort of an idea page already going. I mean, it's just a little notebook that I use. And it's another Moleskine one. It's one of their I think it's one of their Kaye notebooks. I'm not really sure. But I also, in addition, just have some, some Post-it notes back there. Some just, you know, purple note paper that I use. Like, for instance, I've been working on my time management schedule for a while. It's just taking me a long time to figure out, but I'm using that sort of as scrap paper to kind of figure it out. But it's just a little idea notebook, just something to travel with mainly, but I also keep it either up here or mainly actually up down in my kitchen office in a basket, and I use it quite often. And then I just have some fun things in here. I will just dump them out. I actually have some money. It's my spare travel money. It's like $40 or something. It's just in case. I just like to have money stashed in different places when I'm traveling. And then I have some stickers. I love stickers, if you guys can't tell. I'm a big sticker fan. I just like to stick stickers on everything. So I always have some stickers with me. I actually bought all of these in LA, and I haven't used the owl ones yet, but I already used some of the ones I bought there, and some more scrap paper. I don't know what that's from. This is something I pulled from an airplane, a Marie Claire I'd bought, and I'd left the magazine on the airplane, but I pulled this out because it's a really beautiful hotel in Tuscany that I thought sounded interesting. So I'll just pop things in here that I want to save when I'm traveling. I find that I tear things out of magazines a lot. And it's just a nifty little pouch to have. Now, I don't carry this around the house with me like my Filofax, really. It's just sort of an additional fun thing for me to have, and it kind of feeds my creative energy. I like stickers, I like tabs, I like rulers and notebooks and different colored pens, and that sort of stuff, you know, motivates me to brainstorm and keep on top of things. So, and it's just a nice little pouch, so easy to travel with. And that is it. That is my Filofax and my project and work notebooks and my new, well, kind of new crafty necessities pouch. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I keep in my Filofax now, and my new additions, my little project management notebook and my work notebook and my little necessities pouch. I love these elements. It's totally up my alley, having cute, like, crafty things, but that help me keep organized. Like, it's also a motivator to have nice things and cute things that I've worked on and I've put some creativity into. It just makes me more inspired to stick with it, if that makes sense. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'd love to see your planner, project notebooks, project management notebooks, work notebooks, necessities pouches, anything that you have that you feel like sharing. I would love to see. If you guys want to tweet me pictures, that would be awesome. If you want to leave a video response, more than welcome to. I'm getting better at looking at that part. I always forget to look and approve those. I have to prove those through. But I would love to see you guys' stuff, because this kind of thing just really interests me, and that's probably why you're watching this video, because it interests you too. But I hope maybe you got some ideas from this, some inspiration, or that you just plain enjoyed it. And I will see you very soon at the end of this week. I promise, I'm gonna actually promise, with my wall organization, storage kind of organization stuff that's going on there. So you will be seeing that next for sure. Check below for the coordinating blog post to this. I'm gonna have up close pictures of these elements that I just showed you, my Filofax and the notebooks and all that. as well as links to as many of the things as possible. Some of these things are just not available anymore, but similar comparable items if you guys are interested in getting something for yourself. And that is what I have to share today. So I will see you guys real soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and check out the blog post for more information. Thanks for watching, you guys. Take care. Bye.